Good day, everyone. Our topic for today is about using MS PowerPoint, specifically 2019. It is also covered with MS Office 365. So this will be the intended learning outcomes. At the end of this video presentation, the student is expected to plan and design a presentation, create, save, close, open, and switch between presentation files, move around in a presentation, change view, displays, insert, modify, or delete slides, change the layout of order or order of slides, manipulate text or objects on slides, insert pictures or multimedia objects on slides, animate objects on the slides, apply transitions to slides, share presentation with others, and can publish slides. So, what is PowerPoint? PowerPoint is an application program that you can use to create, edit, and manipulate slides for on-screen presentation, send via email, or to promote products or services on a web page. This presentation can be delivered to live audiences or viewed individually or self-directed by others at their convenience. You can enter text, draw objects, create charts, or add graphics. You can choose to deliver a presentation to a live audience, or broadcast, or share it over the internet. What does a presentation include? PowerPoint presentation is used to build a presentation slide by slide. Those slides show in order, make up your presentation. Different slide types serve different functions. Title slide. The opening slide that introduces the subject of the presentation. It usually includes the title or topic and a subtitle. The subtitle might be the presenter's name or presenting organization's name, or it might be the date and location of the presentation. Agenda slide. This slide usually lists the titles of all the slides in your presentation. It is often the second slide and provides an overview of what will be covered and can help the viewer grasp the flow of the presentation. Title and content slide. The most frequently used layout that controls which placeholders appear on a slide. A title and content slide is commonly referred to as a bulleted list slide because it includes a title and a bulleted list of the key points the speaker wants to discuss. Bullet points should be brief, concise, and clear. Support content slides. Add various kinds of content to your presentation using different content layouts. Content can include text, design, elements, diagrams, videos, tables, charts, sounds, animation, or special transition from slide to slide, and the summary slides. This is the last slide in the presentation and reviews your presentation, reinforces the key messages, and provide contact information for further details. Looking at the edit screen. As with all Office applications, once you start PowerPoint, you see the backstage view where you can create a new blank presentation. Use a pre-designed template to create the new presentation or open an existing presentation. A new blank presentation is, of course, is shown at the right side of this slide. Slide thumbnails. So this will be the slide thumbnails. Refer to the thumbnail or miniature of the slide in this area to quickly view the contents of slide or the flow of the slides in a presentation. You can also use this view to move quickly to a particular slide. The placeholder. Use these boxes on the slide for hints on the type of content you can insert onto the slide. Slide pane. Used for entering or viewing the contents of the slide. Split bar. Drag to increase or decrease the size of the outline or slide tab, or to increase or decrease the size of the slide pane. Note pane or notes pane. Type presentation notes such as speaker notes, reminders of actions, and so on here. These notes are for the presenter's use and are not visible to the audience. Working with presentation. When PowerPoint presentation starts, it opens in Backstage where you can choose to create a new presentation or open an existing presentation. In creating a presentations, there are three common methods to create a presentation in PowerPoint. Number one, blank presentation. It provides a blank presentation with only a title slide, no colors or design elements. Add your own content and apply your own colors, backgrounds, images, and so on. Templates. Use a pre-designed presentation with suggestions for text and application of colors, backgrounds, images, and so on. You can type the text and make design changes. Reuse slides. Insert one or more slides from an existing presentation to the current presentation. You can also specify whether inserted slides retain their original formatting or use the formatting in the current presentation. To create a new blank presentation, okay, just using the template, click the File tab and click New and then Blank Presentation. Okay, to create, you can also press Ctrl plus N to create a new blank presentation. Use this keyboard shortcut to create a new blank document type in any Office application. To create a new presentation using a template, click the File tab, click New. You can click a template, enter criteria in the search field, or use the categories to narrow the search to a specific type of presentation you would like to create. Each template, with the expectation of blank presentation, has a set of pre-designed colors and styles drawn from commonly used elements and presentations. Some templates may also include slides with text as guide to the type of information you might want to include. Before creating your presentation, plan your presentation in draft form. This can save your time and keep you on track. Keep the text consistent in format and layout. Too many variations can be distracting. Remember that text is generally read from left to right, top to bottom. Keep the number of colors used to a minimum. Too many colors on one slide can be distracting and detract from the message. Use contrasts to emphasize a message, such as dark text on the light background. Keep the number of bullet points per slide to a minimum. The standard maximum is 6 points per slide. Make your points brief as you want the audience to pay attention to what you're saying, not what you're displaying. Be consistent with special effects. For graphs or charts, keep the information to a minimum or split the information onto several slides. Remember the rule: if it takes you a long time to create the slide, it will take just as long for the audience to read and understand it. Add pictures or tables only when relevant or for emphasis. Too much information can be distracting and cause confusion. Ensure that the presentation clearly identifies you to the audience. The appearance and delivery of the presentation can determine how successful you are in reaching and influencing your audience. Entering text on a slide. Use the slide pane to insert or modify items on the slide. Placeholders clearly appear on the slides and serve as a guide concerning where to enter text. You can add formatting to existing items on the slide or simply add another item for the slide. We need to take note that the slide pane and the slide thumbnails pane are two different areas with different purposes. The slide thumbnails pane. Display miniatures, also known as thumbnails, of your slides so you can see how the information flows or appears in different areas of the presentation. You cannot make changes directly to the slide in this view, as this is an instant preview of the contents in the presentation only. The slide pane is the default view for working with the slide contents. Use the split bar between the slide thumbnails pane and slide pane to show more or less of each pane. For example, to display more of the slide pane, drag the split bar to the left to shrink the size of each slide thumbnail. Vertical split bar. You can click and drag the vertical split bar to change the size of your panes. Saving a presentation. It is important to save your presentation as you work to prevent having to recreate a presentation file in the case of a power or computer failure. To save a new presentation or to save changes to an existing presentation, click the File tab and then click Save. You can also click the Save button on the Quick Access toolbar or press Ctrl plus S to quickly save a presentation. This method can save views in any Office application. The first time you save a presentation, you will see the Save As tab in Backstage View. PowerPoint display the default folder or a folder designated by your school or organization. Closing a presentation. Once you have finished working with the presentation, save and close it to clear the screen. To close presentation, click the File tab and then click Close. You can also press Ctrl plus W or Ctrl plus F4 or click the Close button for the application. You can use these methods in any Office application. Opening a presentation. You can open a presentation file using one of the following methods. Click the File tab, click Open, and if the file is one you recently worked on, click the file from the list in the second pane that is organized by date. Or, click the File tab, click Open. If the file is in another location than the default PowerPoint offers, click the arrow to navigate to the folder where the file is saved. Select the file and then click Open. Whenever you click the displayed path above the list of the files, the Open dialog box will open. You can also press Ctrl plus O to display the list of recent files or to navigate to the location of the required file. This can be done in all Office application programs. If the file was saved in the file format other than the default PowerPoint presentation, PPTX format, click the FAT to display the Open dialog box and then click All PowerPoint Presentation button to display the file format as available. Displaying information in the presentation. To change the view of the presentation on the View tab, in the Presentation Views group, click one of the following options. Normal, display the slide thumbnails, slide and note panes, slide sorter, show multiple miniature slides on one screen in the linear manner, for rearranging or sorting. Reading view. View in a full screen or show the contents of each slide similar to how your audience will see them. And slideshow runs the slideshow for your review or for you to present to your audience. To change the magnification for the presentation, on the far right of the status bar, click the button on either side of the zoom slider bar to zoom in or out by 10% at a time, or click the 100% zoom level button to select a specific size or zoom percentage, or click the X or fit slide to current window button to quickly maximize the size of the slide on the screen from its previous zoom percentage. Managing the slides. As you begin to work in a presentation, it will likely evolve. For example, you may need to insert new slides, copy a particular slide and paste it into a new location, delete or hide a slide, or reorganize a slide for better flow. Inserting new slides. Every new presentation begins with a title slide, and PowerPoint will automatically insert a title and content layout as the second slide. You can change the layout of this slide as required. You can insert a new slide into your presentation at any time. The new slide will be inserted directly before the currently selected slide. To insert a new slide, use one of the following methods. On the Home tab, in the Slides group, click News tab, New Slide, to insert a slide with the same layout previously used. Or to insert a new slide with a specific layout, on the Home tab in the Slides group, click the down arrow for New Slide and then click the layout required. We will notice that it presented with a variety of slide layouts and that the order in which they display follows the standard progression for a presentation. That is, start with the title slide and then choose the appropriate content layouts based on the information you want to show. You can also press Ctrl+M to quickly insert a new slide using the same slide layout previously used. Changing the slide layout. By default, a new presentation starts with a title slide layout and the next slide uses a title and content layout. You can change the layout of this or any slide at any time. To change the layout per slide, on the Home tab, in the Slides group, click Layout. Click the layout that you want to use and it will be applied to the current slide. Changing the slide background. You can add a background to the slide at any time. This can be a color, pattern, or picture. As with applying any formatting to a presentation, be careful of the colors and effects used to ensure the audience is not distracted from the message of the presentation. To add a background to a slide, click the Design tab, and in the Customize group, click Format Background. When you select another option than color, different fields will appear to match that selection. For instance, if you choose to fill the background with a picture, two additional background options appears, giving you the opportunity to choose from three lists of the picture. You can also select to add the background to the current slide only or to all slides. Deleting slide or slides. When you no longer need a slide in the slide thumbnails pane or outline view, select the slide and press delete. Okay? Select the slide and click the scissor symbol, a shortcut to delete or cut. Rearranging the slide. As you work with a presentation, you may want to change the order of the slide to achieve better flow of information. To arrange the order of the slide in the slide sorter view, click and drag the slide to its new location. The slide will display with a red outline to show you where the slide will be inserted when you release the mouse button. Managing slide objects. An object is any shape, picture, media clip, chart, or text box inserted into a slide. To make changes to an object, first select or highlight it, then you can delete or replace the object, indent text, cut, copy or paste the item into another location, or you can add formatting. Using select versus edit mode, the circles that appears around a selected object are called handles. They verify that the object is selected and can change to it. You can size the object using one of the following method. Click the handles on the horizontal or vertical sides and then drag to adjust the width or height, or click the corner handle to size two adjacent sides of the object. When the border around the text box is a dashed line, you are in edit mode and you can select specific areas of the text in the box for changes. To select a specific text within the placeholder, click and drag to select the text. When edit mode is active, you can also select non-consecutive pieces of text by pressing the Ctrl key as you select each piece of text you want. Manipulating text. PowerPoint provides many ways to manipulate or edit selected text or placeholders, including inserting additional text or deleting existing text. To insert text, click in the placeholder to display the blinking insertion point and then move to where you want to enter the new text and start typing. To delete text, use backspace or delete. Occasionally, you may want to insert text into your presentation from another presentation or from another location in the current presentation. Instead of retyping the information, you can use the cut, copy, and paste commands. Checking the spelling. The spelling feature in PowerPoint provides various options when checking for spelling errors, including custom dictionaries for special terms. The spelling feature works in the background to check for spelling mistake as you type. When PowerPoint detects a mistake, a wavy red line displays underneath the text. You can correct the mistake immediately or wait until you are finished creating the presentation. PowerPoint also displays proofing icons at the left on the status bar to indicate when PowerPoint detects no errors and when it detects as a possible spelling errors. To perform manual spell check on the entire presentation, just press F7. We need to remember that performing a spell check assures only the accuracy of the spelling in your slides. You should still proofread your presentation to ensure you are using the correct words. Formatting text. Formatting refers to the process of changing the appearance and position of each object on a slide. Font. Describe the typeface of characters on the screen in print such as Courier, New, or Bradley. Font size. Refers to the size height of the characters. As characters get taller, they also grow wider. Character formatting. Refers to the special stylized variation applied to plain characters to make them stand out from other text. They include bold, italics, and various kinds of underline. Effects. Apply special effects to the text such as strike-through, superscript, or subscript, character spacing, small caps, and so on. The font group in the Home tab enables quick, easy access to commonly used character formatting options directly from the ribbon. The mini toolbar provides similar access to commonly used formatting options and provide a mixture of characters and paragraph formatting buttons. Aligning text. Each built-in slide layout aligns text according to default Set for the layout. Occasionally, you may want to change the text alignment to change the alignment on the Home tab in the paragraph group and click the appropriate alignment option. So, as what we have here again, the menu toolbar provides similar access to commonly used formatting options and provide a mixture of characters and paragraph formatting buttons. This toolbar appears only when you select text. Once you move the mouse pointer away from the selection, you will need to select the text again to display this toolbar. Inserting pictures. To insert a picture file, use one of the following methods. On the Insert tab, in the Image group, click Pictures, or when creating or changing a slide layout, select one that contains a content placeholder, then click Pictures to insert a picture from Save Location. You can easily add pictures to any slide using the Pictures command. Pictures can come from a variety of sources, such as Clip Organizer, Save Picture Files, Scan Photographs, the Microsoft Office website, and so on. In addition to choosing a picture saved on your computer or network, you can also search and then insert pictures from online sources such as Bing. Note that pictures obtained from online sources are often copyrighted, and you should follow the rules for copyright and fair use principles. To insert picture from the internet, position the mouse pointer on the slide at approximately the location where you want to add the graphic, and then use one of the following methods. When creating or changing a slide layout, select one that contains a content placeholder, then click the online pictures icon. Or on the Insert tab in the Image group, click Online Pictures. You can enter the search criteria in the Bing image search field and press Enter. We need to take note that by default, the set of pictures shown are covered by the Creative Commons license. You can freely use these images in your documents without worry about copyright infringement. So again, this will be the process of inserting picture, use of the following methods. And to insert a picture from the internet, position the mouse pointer to the slide at approximately the location where you want to add the graphic, and then use one of the following methods. Manipulating the pictures. Manipulating pictures refer to sizing, moving, or otherwise modifying pictures. When you select a picture, the Picture Tools format tab display tools to help manipulate parts of the picture. Consider the following when working with pictures in PowerPoint. You must select the picture, displaying it handles before you can make changes to it. To increase or decrease the size of a picture, click and drag one of the handles. To move a picture, position to the mouse pointer anywhere inside the picture, and when you see the plus sign, click and drag the picture. To rotate the picture, click and drag the green handle to the angle required. To insert a picture without using a picture placeholder, you need to apply an appropriate slide layout or adjust the individual placeholder on that slide. You cannot wrap text around the picture. You can either put the picture into a separate placeholder or manipulate the text so that it appears wrapped around the picture. To reduce parts of the picture, you can crop the picture horizontally, vertically, or as shape. Inserting media objects. One advantage of using presentation is the ability to include multimedia files such as videos, music, or links to web pages that provide more information. To insert a media file on the Insert tab in the Media group, click Video or Audio. You can also click the Insert Video icon in a slide layout that contains icon for content. Once you insert the media file, a new ribbon appears with two tabs for you to manipulate the video or audio file. Animating object. You can animate objects in text to increase the effectiveness of your slideshow. You can also customize how the text, objects, and graphics enter. or become visible when that slide display or how they exit or disappear from view. You can also use animation to emphasize object on the slide. To add the animation on the animation tab, in the animation group, click more to display the animation gallery. After applying an animation, you can choose how the animation will mix it entrance or exit. And you can add special effects to add emphasis. Once you choose an animation, you can set specific options for the animation using the timing group. Try to be consistent in number and style of animation schemes used on the slides. Consider your audience and choose the speed and effects accordingly. Too many variation can be distracting. Remember that you may want to keep some elements such as title, static during the show to provide a focal point for your audience. Customizing the animation. You can adjust or customize how animation will occur during the presentation, as well as the speed and direction of animation, and the order in which text or objects appear on the slide. For instance, you may want the bullet points to appear one bullet at a time so your audience does not focus on the other text or your slide. You can also set an item to dim after it appears on the slide. To customize the animation, on the Animation tab, in Advanced Animation Group, click Animation Pane. As you select each element to be animated, PowerPoint provides options that control when or how the elements will appear. Be sure to check the speed and timing of each animation and play it to be sure it works well. As you apply animation to elements on a slide, PowerPoint places numbered boxes on the slide to indicate the order in which the items will appear. The animation pane will also list the animation in numeric order. You can rearrange the element by using the reorder arrows near the top of the pane. Alternatively, you can drag an item to the required location. The numbers of the animation on the slide automatically reset themselves accordingly. You can customize animation using effect options, command for each animation's type. The number of type of effects vary with the effect command chosen. Be sure to test each animation prior to setting up for final presentation. When you no longer want or need an animation, remove it from the animation pane list. Animation option in effects vary from one animation to another. Use care when adding animation in effects. And always play or preview all the animation on your slide to be sure they appear in the proper order and that they remain visually appealing and are not overwhelming. Proper preview and preparation are important whether you animate all or only some of the elements on your slide. Applying slide transition. Slide transition are special effects that you can apply as you move from one slide to the next during a slideshow. Try to be consistent in the type of transition you use between specific types of slides, as too much variation can distract your audience. To apply a slide transition on the Transition tab, in the Transition to the Slide group, click More to display all transition style in the gallery. And you can then point at a transition to preview it for the current slide, and you can customize the transition by adding sound or changing the speed. You can apply a transition to one slide only or to all the slides in the presentation. You can use the option in Timing Group on the Transition tab to apply the currently selected transition to all the slides in the presentation. You can also use the option here to specify how your slide should advance. For example, will a speaker present the show and click to advance to each new slide? Or will the slices advance automatically after displaying for a specific amount of time, such as for self-paced? training purposes, or to capture the interest of viewers as they walk by the exhibition booth at the trade show. Setting up slideshows. You can set up options for how the presentation will appear before or after you create your presentation. To set up options for your slideshow, on the Slideshow tab, in the Setup group, click Set Up Slideshow. Use the option here to specify how you want to deliver your presentation, such as with a speaker, run on a computer at your booth, or in a window within a web browser. You can also configure the presentation to support multiple monitors. Viewing the slideshow. To start a slideshow, click Slideshow from the view buttons in the status bar. The slideshow display in full screen mode, and by default at the end of the slideshow, PowerPoint display a black screen with the message End of Slideshow. Click to exit at the top, indicating that the slideshow has ended. When running a slideshow, you can set PowerPoint to advance the slide automatically at set time intervals, or you can advance the slides manually. To advance slides manually, click to move to the next slide or to display bullet points or objects on the slide. To present a slideshow or another monitor or a projector, you must consider both hardware components and software settings. Hardware considerations. Video cables. Ensure you have the correct cable to connect from the video output port on your computer to the video input port on the second monitor or on a projector or HD television. Most devices support VGA in either DVI or HDMI. If your devices do not have a port in common, or if both devices use the same technology but require different size connectors, be sure to bring an adapters so that you can adapt the video output to the receiving device. Audio cables. If your slideshow included embedded sound or video, you must ensure that the sound will be played back clearly and at a sufficient volume. If you are using an HDMI connection and you are sending output to a projection device that includes speaker, such as HDTV, the both picture and audio can be sent via the HDMI cable. If you are using VGA cable, then you must send audio signals to the projection device separately using standard audio cables with connectors that will match the audio input ports on the projection device. If you are presenting your slideshow on a projection device that does not include speaker, then you must ensure that your own device has sufficient sound output, or you can attach good quality speakers to your computer. If you will need to amplify your own voices as you deliver your presentation, you will need a microphone that can connect to an amplifier and speakers. We need to take note that when you connect your computer to an external display, the operating system will detect the additional hardware. You will need to specify to the operating system whether you want to mirror your desktop on the external display or extend your desktop across both displays. Using presenter view. To display a slideshow on another monitor or projection device, do one of the following. On the Slideshow tab in the Setup group, click Setup Slideshow. Then click the arrow to Slideshow Monitor and select the appropriate monitor and click OK. On the Slideshow tab in the Monitors group, click the arrow for monitor and select the appropriate monitor. When you run the slideshow, it will appear in full screen on another monitor, while your primary monitor stays in PowerPoint mode. If you turn the user presenter view with your secondary monitor, your primary monitor will change from PowerPoint display mode to the view mode. If you turn on use presenter view with your secondary monitor, your primary monitor will change from PowerPoint display mode to the view shown in the following figure when you run the slideshow. Notice the icons below the slide that you can use as a presenter rather than trying to find the icons at the lower right of the monitor that the audience is viewing. This view is very useful as it shows you the contents of the current slides as well as the contents of the next slide, so you can see the flow of the presentation or make adjustment as questions from the audience arise. Another benefit of using this view is that you can see the speaker notes on the current slide and can adjust the font size of the notes using the buttons at the lower left. To stop the slideshow at any point, just press Escape. Sharing the presentation. There are a number of ways to share a presentation, and the method you choose depends on what you want to share and who you want to share it with. Because sharing is a file management task, it is accomplished using either the Share tab or Export tab in the Backstage view. Use the option on the Share tab to share your presentation as a whole. From the Share tab, you can save your presentation to a cloud location and then provide access to others. Send your presentation as an email attachment. You can attach your presentation as presentation file, a PDF document, an XPS file. You can also elect to send the presentation as fax transmission over the internet. Present your presentation online in a video conference using Skype or for business. Publish the presentation slides to your organization's SharePoint, site, or slide library. And send the presentation file as an attachment in an instant message. Using the Export tab. Use the option on the Export tab to generate presentation output in other file formats. So, from the Export tab, you can create a PDF or XPS document, save the presentation as an MP4 video file that can be played back on the variety of personal devices, save the presentation and all the objects embedded within it into the package that can be burned onto the CD, create handouts in a Word, change the file type of a presentation. Create handouts in a Word. Handouts are documents audience members can take with them after viewing a presentation. Because PowerPoint creates handouts in Word, you can edit and format them. To create handouts, click the File tab, click Export, and then click Create Handouts. Click Create Handouts to view the options for creating the Word document. You can select a layout and specify how you want the slide inserted into a Word window. Select Face and to insert the slide themselves. If you select Paste Link, then you would also need the original PowerPoint presentation in order to see the slide in the Word document. Once the handout document is created, the Word icon will flash in the Windows taskbar, and you must save the Word file if you want to keep it. Publishing the presentation. If your organization or company uses SharePoint or another network storage system that provides a central location for employees or members to store and share files, you can publish your presentation slide. When you publish a slide, PowerPoint saves each slide as an individual file. PowerPoint automatically names each slide file with a presentation file name and a number, such as Exploring Settled Proposal _004. This can be helpful when you need to find a particular slide. You can change the file name in the File Name column to the Publish Slides dialog box. You can reuse published slides in multiple presentations. For example, you may want to reuse a slide with your company mission statement, organization structure, or contact information. To publish a presentation on the File tab, click Share. In the Share panel, click Publish Slides, and then click the Publish Slides button. Within the Publish Slide dialog box, select the slides you want to publish and then specify a location for the slide to be stored. You can publish directly to a shared location or publish to a local location and then move the published files to a shared local later. Printing the slide. You can print the slides in presentation in various ways, such as one or more slides per page, as handouts in a format that includes notes, grayscale, and so on. These methods can be selected using the print options. And that's it. This will be my references. And if you want to have a more information about on how you'll be able to convert your PowerPoint presentation into a version of video presentation, visit this https u2.b ff2cbvlcvqm link at YouTube. So once again, good luck and enjoy the rest of the semester.